The best point guards can see the future. They have to possess good ball handling skills, play creation skills, dish dimes, and run the offense. But the best point guards seem to process the game faster than everyone else on the court and know what's going to happen before the play unfolds. There are a lot of players over the years that have this ability, which is why it's difficult to rank who's in the top 10 all time. But today, we'll give our list of the top 10 greatest point guards of all time. Number 10, Gary Payton. One-time NBA champion, one-time Defensive Player of the Year award, 9-time All-NBA selections, 9-time All-Stars, 9-time All-Defensive First-Team selections. He ranks 5th all-time in steals, 10th all-time in assists, and 35th in scoring. Gary Payton, nicknamed the Glove, was perhaps the greatest defender of all time at the point guard position. With unusual strength for his stature, quick feet, and excellent hands and timing, he was able to lock down almost any opponent one-on-one and tally up steals. Besides that, he was also a great facilitator and a component scorer with a strong mid-range game. And probably the most unheard of fact about the Glove is, in the 1,489 games he played, he only missed 30 games. Unreal. Number 9, Steve Nash. Many coaches and true hoops fans think this way. Free throws in basketball are more powerful than you can imagine. When it comes to free throws in NBA history, Steve Nash, with a 90.4% free throw average, is one of the few legends. Aside from his free throws, his shot efficiency is through the roof. Nash had a career average of 49% field goal percentage, 42.8% three-point field goal percentage, and an incredible 55.6% effective field goal percentage. Aside from his underrated efficient scoring abilities, his ball handling and playmaking abilities were superb. His passing IQ and ability to move the ball were both exceptional, and a lot of it has to do with him playing soccer growing up. He learned tempo and spacing, which made him a better basketball player. He ranks 4th all-time in assists in NBA history with 10,335 assists. He has 2 MVPs, which he won in consecutive years, 7 All-NBA choices, and 8 All-Star appearances. Number 8, Chris Paul. The point god, CP3, is one of the best playmakers and floor generals in NBA history. In his 18-year NBA career, Paul has improved the win percentage of every franchise he's played for, including the then New Orleans Hornets from 2005 to 2011, the LA Clippers from 2011 to 2017, the Houston Rockets from 2017 to 2019, the Oklahoma City Thunder from 2019 to 2020, and now the Phoenix Suns. As of November 2022, Paul sits 3rd on the all-time assist list with 11,071 assists, trailing only John Stockton and Jason Kidd. In addition, he holds the record for the most consecutive games with a steal, with 108 consecutive games, and he's the only player in NBA history to lead the league in assists and steals in 2 straight seasons. Some of CP3's accolades include being a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Defensive Team member, and a recipient of the 2013 All-Star Game Most Valuable Player Award. The only thing lacking from his legacy is a ring, but ring or no ring, he's a sure Hall of Famer. Number 7, Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd had a long and successful career. After 19 seasons, he finished 2nd all-time in assists and steals. His size made him a great all-around player. He was a consistent triple-double threat. By the time he retired, he was 4th all-time in the NBA in regular seasons triple-doubles with a career total of 107, and 4th in postseason triple-doubles with a career total of 11. He could score, pass, rebound, and defend. He was a complete player, one of 5 in NBA history with at least 20,000 points, 5,000 rebounds, and 7,500 assists. Despite a reputation as a poor jump shooter, Kidd ranks 13th all-time in three-pointers made. His defense and savvy play style helped him win a championship with the Dallas Mavericks in 2011 against the stacked Miami Heat team led by LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. But before winning his first championship, he experienced many defeats. Kidd, leading the Nets team that featured Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin, and Keith Van Horn to back-to-back finals appearances, is pretty impressive. Not to mention, those back-to-back finals appearances were the only finals appearances in Nets history. Number 6, Jason Williams. The one and only white chocolate. No other player was as flashy as him. He was naturally able to put on a show, like a human highlight waiting to happen. Who could forget the behind-the-back elbow pass to Rafe LaFrentz in the rookie All-Star game? J. Will had the skills to amaze. He practiced passing in unconventional ways and delivered dimes. He brought a street ball vibe to the NBA and people loved him for it. Obviously, many would argue that Williams is more about style than substance, but that's not true. J. Will was diligent from a young age about practicing passes that many coaches thought were risky, and he got really good at them. He was willing to ignore his coaches and be the willing passer he knew he was. Regardless, his entertainment factor and cultural impact is enough to make his career worth a top 6. He made watching the game more interesting, and he did so without using high-flying dunks. Number 5. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is widely regarded as the best player with a height under 6'1". Because of his exceptional talent, grit, toughness, and competitiveness, his height was never a disadvantage. He even became the shortest player to win the NBA Finals MVP title, which he received in 1990. He was the face of the Bad Boys Pistons, who gave a beatdown to Jordan's Bulls in the second round of the 1988 playoffs, the 1989 Eastern Conference Finals, and the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals. Any man that beats Jordan must be great, right? In addition, Thomas ranks 9th all-time in assists with 9,061 assists. In 13 years with Detroit, Isaiah became the franchise's all-time leader in points, assists, steals, and games played. He was a 2-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 12-time NBA All-Star, named one of the 75 greatest players in NBA history, and lastly, a Hall of Famer. Number 4. John Stockton. He's the most willing passer in league history. John was a family man who'd show up to games in his minivan with his wife and kids. He never had much use for flash or clout. He's a hard worker who gets results. He's a personification of the phrase practice makes perfect. During his 19-year NBA career, he missed only 22 games, and 18 came during one season due to an MCL injury. His longevity and consistency are legendary compared to this age of load management, and players often get injured despite getting the best training and medical attention. Aside from that, he was a deadly shooter, a great defender, and a tough competitor. Stockton is the all-time leader in both assists and steals, with 15,806 assists and 3,265 steals. Remove the 2 best assist seasons he had in his career, and he would still have a comfortable lead in any of the NBA's top 5 assist leaders. Stockton may have never won a championship, but he will go down in NBA history as one of the best passers and willing passers of all time. Number 3. Steph Curry. One of the best basketball players of all time, the greatest shooter of all time, and the man who changed the game. 4-time NBA champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 2-time regular season MVP, 7-time All-NBA selection, 8-time All-Star, and a 2-time scoring champ. With the shooting records he's broken, it would be tiring to mention all of them. Curry is simply great, but he was never a pass-first point guard. He's a career passer, but not a top 50 in all-time assists. A pass-first point guard was once considered an excellent point guard, but many believe that's no longer the case. We're not trying to take something away from Steph here. It's understood that the responsibility of a point guard is to control the ball and direct the offense, and Curry does just that. He's a true point guard, he's just a different one. He makes plays for the team by just having the ability to spread the floor and force the opponent to respond to whatever he does. His scoring threat gives the other players a ton of problems by making the perimeter defenders play high up on Curry. Bigs are also pressured to switch on every shot in pick and roll whenever the guard defender is unable to move through the pick. He may not be a pass-first guy, but he's too good of a shooter to be. Steffi is currently the best hybrid point guard in the world, putting him in the top 3 on our list. He is still in his prime, and he's on the right path to going to the top of more all-time lists. Number 2. Oscar Robertson. One of just 2 players in NBA history to have at least 25,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, and 9,000 assists. He's none other than the Big O, Oscar Robertson. In the early 60s, he was considered as the greatest of all time. At 6'5", he could pass, rebound, and score effortlessly anywhere on the court. In his first 5 NBA seasons, Robertson averaged triple-double stats, averaging 30.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 10.6 assists. The Big O left the NBA with 26,710 points, 9,887 assists, and 7,804 rebounds in 1,040 games. In addition, Robertson had 181 triple-doubles, an unbroken record for decades, until Westbrook surpassed it in the 2020-2021 season. In his 14-year professional career, Robertson has been a 12-time All-Star, an 11-time All-NBA team member, a 1-time MVP, and a 1-time NBA champion. He was elected into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame twice. The first was in 2006 for his amazing career, and the second was for being a member of the 1960 United States Men's Olympic Basketball Players Association. Aside from that, he was named one of the NBA's 50 greatest players in 1996. Once again, the OG triple-double king, Oscar Robertson. Number 1. Magic Johnson. Despite the unexpected retirement in 1991, Magic was still able to cement his legacy as the greatest point guard in NBA history. Magic was only 32 years old and still in his prime. And when he retired at that time, he was the all-time assist leader in the NBA with 9,921 assists, which of course John Stockton, Jason Kidd, and others would later break his record, since they played longer careers. Magic's total reached 10,141 when he turned to play for the Lakers in season 1995-1996 at the age of 36. His stay was brief, as he only played for 32 regular season games and 4 playoff games. What Magic achieved in under 12 seasons is extraordinary. 9 NBA Finals, 5 championships, including 2 back-to-back in 1987 and 1988. 4 seasons as NBA assist leader, 2 seasons as steals leader, 19.5 points per game, and 11.2 assists per game, 52% field goal percentage, and he averages over 7 rebounds per game. And he was best recognized for his passing style, which included no-look, no-effort passes that torched NBA defenses and showed his IQ was processing the game faster than everyone else on the court. He was a magician. He lived up to the Magic name. As a 12-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA team selection, 3-time League MVP, 3-time NBA Finals MVP, 5-time champion, and a Hall of Famer, he's not just one of the best point guards ever, but he's also one of the best basketball players ever.